We have breaking news. Major changes are going to be happening on July 1st for millions of Americans. Millions of people still believe that medical debt no longer matters when it comes to credit, and that's not entirely true. There are two major developments that just happened that could give debt collectors more opportunities to pursue medical debt, challenge existing protections, and potentially impact how lenders evaluate consumers moving forward. This is huge. So in today's video, we're gonna be breaking down exactly what changed and what it means for your credit profile, what states are doing to fight back, and most importantly, the exact steps you need to take if you ever receive a medical collection notice. And trust me, some of these steps could save you a lot of money, stress, and damage on your credit profile. But first, I want you to let me know, do you believe that medical debt should affect credit scores? Drop it in the comments, yes or no. Let's talk about this, because we need to. So first, let's talk about what just happened. Here's the major first development. Lawmakers recently debated whether certain federal medical debt protections should be restored after changes made at the federal level. Of course, supporters of stronger consumer protections argue that medical debt is fundamentally different from other types of debt, which it is because it's not an actual line of credit. You're not going to the doctor saying, hey, I need some credit, doc. No, it doesn't work like that. Because think about it. Nobody wakes up and says, you know what? Today sounds like a great day to have an emergency surgery. No, that's not what happens. Life happens. People get sick. Children get sick. Unexpected medical emergencies happen every single day. Medical costs in this country can be absolutely massive. Advocates argue that a person's ability to survive a medical crisis shouldn't automatically define their credit worthiness. And they're right, it shouldn't. But of course, on the other side, many lenders and policymakers argue that outstanding debts, regardless of their source, can provide lenders with additional information when evaluating overall financial obligations. This debate has been going on for years, and it's clearly far from over. What we're seeing now is another chapter in that ongoing battle. But now let's talk about why you should care, because a lot of people watching this channel are trying to buy a home, finance a vehicle, start a business, qualify for premium credit cards, rebuild damaged credit, and collections, medical or otherwise, can complicate that process. Even when certain medical collections are excluded from some scoring models, lenders may still review the overall credit reports, public records, debt obligations, or internal underwriting systems. Translation? You cannot afford to ignore medical bills. I see this mistake all the time. People assume, it's medical debt, it'll disappear. That's the completely wrong mindset. You need documentation, you need records, and you need to understand your rights, because mistakes happen constantly in healthcare billing. Insurance companies deny claims incorrectly all the time. Hospitals bill the wrong person. Providers submit duplicate charges. Balances get transferred to collection agencies even while insurance disputes are still ongoing. And I've literally seen every one of those situations happen. And the second big story involves state-level protections, because several states have enacted laws designed to limit how medical debts can be reported or collected, such as California, New York, Maryland, and others have implemented consumer protections intended to reduce the impact of medical debt, which I salute them because they should. However, there are ongoing legal and policy discussions about whether federal authority overrides certain state protections. Yes, that's really happening right now. It's ridiculous. And that's important because future court decisions could determine how much flexibility states have when creating additional consumer safeguards. Let me be crystal clear. Existing state protections have not automatically disappeared, but consumers should stay informed because legal interpretations and regulations can change over time. This is exactly why I tell people, do not rely on headlines. Read the details. Because one headline can create panic while the actual policy said something completely different. Now let's shift and talk about what to do if you receive a collection letter. Step 1, never ignore collection letters. If you receive a collection notice regarding medical debt, do not throw it away. Read every single word. Because under federal law, consumers generally have rights to request validation of a debt. That means you can ask the collector to provide information supporting the debt they're attempting to collect. Pay close attention to deadlines listed in the notice. This is very important. That deadline is everything to you. And if you decide to send correspondence, keep copies of everything. Get the letters notarized, send them certified mail with return receipt. I personally recommend sending important disputes and validation requests using certified mail all the time, so you have proof of delivery, because documentation matters. You always want to keep copies of the letters, tracking numbers, delivery confirmations, emails, notes from phone calls. In certain states, you can actually record the call and you don't have to have their permission. As an example, in the state of North Carolina, it is a one-party consent state where I do not have to let anybody know that I'm recording the call. Look up your state regulations and laws to see if it actually affects you, and you can record the call. And also be aware, the moment that they say on a phone call, this call may be recorded for quality assurance, they're giving you permission to record the call. Create a folder, whether it's physical or digital, because if problems arise, paperwork can become incredibly valuable. And another important point, never make assumptions. Verify first and pay second. Step number 2, review every medical bill carefully. Here's another huge mistake that people make. They receive a medical bill and immediately assume it's accurate. Please don't do that. Request an itemized statement. That's your right, and you can do it. Review every single charge. And if you have insurance, compare it against your explanation of benefits from your insurance company. Ask questions. I've seen duplicate charges. I've seen coding errors. I've seen insurance payments posted incorrectly. I've seen patients billed before insurance finished processing claims. Call your insurance carrier if you have one. Confirm what was paid. Confirm what remains outstanding. And if something doesn't make sense, ask for clarification before taking further action. A 5-minute phone call could potentially save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Step 3 is my favorite. Learn your state laws. This is one area where almost nobody talks about it. Your state may provide additional consumer protections because some states have licensing requirements for collectors, collection restrictions, interest limitations, notice requirements, additional consumer rights. Every state is different. So spend a little time researching your state's consumer protection laws or consult a qualified legal professional if necessary, because knowledge is leverage. Last part's the most important, because the more informed you are, the better decisions you can make. And step number 4, monitor your credit reports. You should regularly review your credit reports, looking for incorrect balances, duplicate accounts, reporting errors, accounts that don't belong to you, collection information that appears inaccurate, because federal law allows consumers to review their credit reports through authorized sources. If you identify information you believe is inaccurate, you can dispute it with the credit bureaus and the information furnisher. Again, documentation, documentation, and documentation. Keep copies of every dispute and every response. And is it just me, or does health insurance feel like a scam in America? That's right, because it is. I have not had health insurance for over 4 years. I had to find an alternative because they wanted to charge me $3,500 a month for me and my family. So I helped create an alternative. It's called Your Direct RX. Now understand, this is not health insurance, and that's what I love about it. Because what we do is we offer affordable access to healthcare services, prescriptions, virtual care, and benefits designed to help families save money without paying thousands of dollars every month for traditional insurance premiums. You can pick the plan that makes sense for you or you and your family. You can choose a virtual plan for virtual visits, you can choose a prescription plan, or you can choose a plan for $39.99 a month that covers you and your family and up to 7 family members. Link is going to be in the video description for anybody that needs Your Direct RX. Now, what I do is the money that I was originally paying to the insurance companies, I put it into a savings account. If anything happens, I can get any of my medical emergency services at a discounted crazy rate, or we do something nice with the money at the end of the year. Or even better, you can invest it. But listen, at the end of the day, here's what I want you to remember. Medical debt rules continue to evolve. Laws change, court cases happen, policies shift, but your responsibility unfortunately stays the same. So stay informed, review your bills, protect your documentation, know your rights, and never ignore collection notices. Now, I want to hear from you. Should medical debt impact someone's credit profile? Drop your answers in the comments because I want to know. And if you have any impacting medical debt that you need help figuring out how to pay it or if it can actually be forgiven, link is going to be in the video description for $4.org. Again, $4.org will help you find out if the debt can be forgiven for 100% free. They charge you absolutely nothing. And don't forget, if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here because it's gonna show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail your letters, and it comes with the 110% money back guarantee. If you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.